Hello and welcome to this tutorial guide that you get with the kits, the whale kit. Um, I will introduce myself. My name is Floor and I'm from the Netherlands. I've been doing embroidery for now, I think 2 years, something like that, 2, 3 years. I started it with cross stitch and then made my move with looking very closely how other people did it to embroidery. My aim is with this kit is so that it is accessible for everyone to learn how to needle paint, because I think a lot of people think it's very difficult to do, and in fact it's not. It's just yeah, you just need to know basic steps and how to do it. So I'm gonna take you over all the steps, also on how to finish your hoop, how to begin with your hoop. What we're gonna do and what we're now gonna start with is I'm gonna show you how to, really simple, how to place the fabric in the hoop. So we're gonna start with that. Okay, so we are going to begin with getting your hoop. So this is your hoop. You're gonna unscrew it. So you have on the top, you have two little screws that you're gonna screw open. You don't have to screw them very loose to get open. Yep, you have it now open. You're gonna take your embroidery. Yeah, it's a little, don't do it on the couch like I do, because I don't know, it was just comfortable. But it's better to do it on also that's where my camera and stuff like is placed, but it's better to do it on a flat surface. Yeah, just get it how you want it and just clip it, like place it over it. Yeah, here you see, like, it's just, if you like the wheel to go a little bit like up, you can do that, or you really want it like straight, whatever you like. It's always a little bit like searching for how you want it, like it's not too, yeah. So when you have it nice and done, then you screw the thing back in. Oh, I cut it a little bit. Yeah, so you screw it. Sorry, my editing skills are still a bit raw. Okay, and then you pull everywhere to make it really tight. That is a very important rule with all the time you do the embroidery. Keep it tight. Make sure it's tight, 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 tight. Yeah, so we're gonna start with now the thread. What I do, I get one long piece of thread and I thread it to the needle and make it evenly long so that it's one thread, but you're like using two strands. But you can also just use two strands and put it through the eye hole. So we're gonna use two strands in the way I do it, or the normal way, just use two strands and thread it to the needle. So you're gonna start at the second line, line 2, as it's on the guide. Hold your thread on the back. Whoops. I thought I thought it would be fun not to edit it too much, to also show my mistakes, because I make mistakes a lot. Okay, so hold your thread, and here you see what happens when you only hold one thread. Whoops. Yeah, so that happens. Just take it out. So make sure you hold both threads when you do this on the back. Yeah, hold them both and put them on the first line. So what you're gonna do you're just gonna go back to the second line and go back to the first. And put them like, yeah, I didn't put them really close together, but put a little bit of space between it. It's maybe better to do a little bit more. Oh, and the thread, don't knot it, make a knot of it, just leave it. It will sort itself out. Okay, so you're gonna just go with the, you make like just a row of threads. I'm not doing the entire piece, I'm just gonna show you how to do the stitches. So you go a little bit, how do you say the English? Like not straight, but a little bit like, yeah, you know what I mean, right? Cricket? No. Oh, and this stand that I use, you can buy it anywhere on Amazon. It's just a stand that you can like clip your embroidery hoop in. I like it to use it because you get pain from holding that thing all the time, and it's great for videos. So you just make tiny stitches. You go from line 2 to line 1, from line 2 to line 1. Here I'm going to show you, you're going to go all the way. Oh, it's my sweatpants. Keeping it sexy and classy. So you're going from all the way to that line, and now I'm going to show you how to do the top of the head. And I want to bring the camera a little bit more so that you can see it better. So here you go very, you make really tiny stitches, and they're not like straight, but they're sideways. So make them as sideways as you can at this point. And don't be too, oh my god, it has to be exactly like this, because you will go over it with your knotted stitches, and any mistakes you can always cover them up. So you make tiny little stitches. Also there from line 1 to line from line 2 to line 1. Yeah, then you go all the way to the nose, to end. And at the end, keep the fabric tight. And at the end, you just cut away the thread. You don't have to make a knot; it will clear itself out with another thread. And that's it then. So now we're going to show you how to continue with those threads. So you go you start at line 3. So you start at line 3 and you go from line 3 all the way to line 1, and you just put it in between. So the stitches, and you can also see it in the guide, you just squeeze it in there. Now I'm gonna show you how to use it with it. Now we're gonna go to the different color. I'm not gonna show you everything, just how to complete the stitches. Okay, so now we're gonna start with the blue. The lighter color, the darker color blue. You can see it in your guide. So 2 strands again, everything is 2 strands. But I'm gonna do it how I do it with like 1 long strand again. And just double it. So now you're gonna start at the 3rd row. We're now also gonna, as I told before, we're not gonna show you, I'm not gonna do the whole wheel, I'm just gonna show you a couple of stitches. Okay, so here we're gonna do with the shade that is a little bit darker. So you're going from line 3 and wiggle it in the other color. You can see in the guide how you do that. So you just go in between the stitches. Sorry, it's not, it's, yeah, line 4, I mean. Yeah, from line 4. Again, you make the stitches a little bit sideways. Now I'm going to show you how you're going to continue at the top. So you just continue with the tiny stitch, but you're going to go in between the other color. So you start 1 line down. Okay, now Um, we're gonna now move on to the other color, which is the darkest color of the shading of the top. It's really difficult to see it in the movie with the light, but you also don't want to make it um, too high contrast. That's why I choose these colors. It's a nice, yeah. So 2 strands again. And now you're gonna start at the dark, the last dark line. So again, you just, yeah, you go a bit up, and you just wiggle it in between again. I like to go a little bit in the middle at the height. Let me go a bit closer for you guys. You can see it that I just go, so I go from 4, wait, 1, 2, from line 6 back to the previous line. But from the last line here, I go more up. So from the last, I really go from line 6 to line 3, even almost like 2. To have it nicely blend in. Now you really see that it's nice and the shading gets really nice. So this is not really the traditional way to do needle painting, I must say. This is the way I do it. Also, the needles that you have are really, they're for quilting, to be honest. They're nice and short. You don't want it's a fine needle. Okay, now I'm gonna show you how to do the last line. Yeah, just need to make sure that you see it good. So hold the thread. Oh, whoops. Yeah, here I go. So it's 2 strands, everything is 2 strands. You start all the way at the back and just a couple, yeah, hold it, couple like a centimeter, but it doesn't really matter that in the guide I show you how to do this stitch. It's called the split stitch, but don't go in the middle, you go a little bit in the fiber, so you wiggle the needle a bit like this and you catch the fibers together and then you put it right back in. There too. Yeah, so you wiggle a bit, but you do this at last. If you continue all the way to the after you've done this whole up piece. Okay, now we're gonna start with the piece around the eyes. So you just do a couple of stitches there. This is more a way to see how you fill it up a color. So here you do the same thing as the split stitch, the split stitch. So you just make a row with stitches that are not evenly long, and here you just fill it up with the split stitch. So you basically make one long stitch with a split stitch. Now we're going back on the lines, the lines that you see that are marked dark. So again with the split stitch, with the color that is in your guide. Again 2 strands. Yeah, wiggle it in. That you catch all the fibers. Okay, and now we're gonna start with the fin. So just start somewhere in the middle of the fin and just repeat the same as you did where the eye is. So now we're gonna use the dark for the shading of the fin. So you start at the bottom and you're just gonna go somewhere 2 strands in between. Oh, make sure to hold the thread. Yeah, maybe I'm a little bit closer. Yeah. So make sure that you don't see any white between it. And here you do the split stitch all the way up. Okay, so I hope that was all clear. I thought I'm not gonna talk all the time because there's a lot of me talking. Mm, so here we're gonna do the eyes. We're just gonna fill it in with black. So also the split stitch, you're just gonna make sure it's all black. You should go in from the one stitch to the another stitch. And when it's all black, when you made it all black, then we will go in with white. So first I'm going to show you how you to go in with all the black. You don't have to make it all black because we're going to go in with white. Yeah. Then get to white, 2 strands. So now I've shown you how to do all the stitches, and now we're going to go to how to finish the hoop. Okay, so now we're going to finish the hoop. Yeah, you can, I personally never iron it or wash it. You can, if I sometimes do, if I wash it, if I have like soluble film or anything used, then I use like a drop of cleaner for carpet cleaner, and then I soak it in there. Okay, look, first what I do is you take some scissors, not this scissors because these are for your nails, but these were the closest by. Yeah, so what I do, I just like cut off the long pieces. Let me just get it out for you so you can see how it looks. So you just cut it all away. Yeah, a lot of people don't do this because they're way neater with working. I'm not. This is just how I do it. So I make sure all the little fluff, yeah, just make sure that all fluff is also away. It's just so you don't really see it behind the fabric. Okay, so I like, look, this is a piece I just cut away from. It's an old curtain. So when you're done with the raffling cutting, this is a curtain that I just, yeah, cut up. And then first you put that on, and then your work. Make sure that it looks, that it's in the middle, how you want it. And then you start with the stretching so that everything is really tight. You put it down a bit, the hoop. And just pull. You screw the thing close as fast as you, as tight as you can. Okay, and then you're covered in fluff like me, but you know, it happens. So what you're now going to do is you're going to get fabric scissor. Doesn't have to be a fabric, it can be any scissors, you won't see it anyway. So you're going to cut as close as possible. This is the first layer of fabric. You're going to cut as close as possible to the hoop. Doesn't matter what kind of fabric it is, as long as it's like a thick fabric. I just have these old curtains that I don't use anymore. Okay. So now you're gonna make sure it's tight again. Okay, what you're now gonna do is I have some glue that I put on a piece of fabric. This is just textile glue. You can, any white glue will do, to be honest, any white glue. But this is, it's just really cheap one. So I just dip it in that piece of cloth there that I put like a dab on. And then with the first layer of fabric, you just fold it. So you're going to go all the way around with that. You can find on YouTube, on the internet, other ways to do it. This is how I do it. It's, yeah, it's because I make a lot of hoops and then, yeah, well, I don't like this part. So this is like the quickest way for me that I've found that works. It's a bit scary in the beginning, but you have the other fabric over it, so nothing can really happen. And this is quite scary, I imagine, if you've never done embroidery, to cut it really close. That'll be fine. Just cut it really close. Just so that you can fold it over. Like here's a step, yeah, that needs to be a little bit more. I'm going to take the glue Yeah, and some people say, oh, use clamps and everything. You don't need it actually. It glues immediately. And that's it. I want to thank you all so much for watching this tutorial. And if you have any questions, go to my website, go to my Instagram. On my website is my email address. If you're seeing this on YouTube, click on the link under it to buy the kit. I thank you very much, and I hope you enjoyed it.